A equals and stands for the great word called attractive. Like a herd judging men by the content of their characters or status. And real family life and love's contagious. Catch this. Don't even try to combat this. There is no shame to the A game. They're not about blame, ruining others. They're all about doing good, my sisters and brothers. Not people haters, but people lovers. Now the beautiful colors of A's cause others to smile most parts of most days. Hey, they're absolutely fabulous. Put them on the top of your list. Make them all your best friends. You can call them a positive influence, never sensing that they're out for your ruin. With sportsmanship awards, the walls of their hearts are adorned. They've been changing their attitudes for the better since the day they've been born. Healing them own selves that they've been torn, letting go of the scorn. Cause they know looking inside's the one and only main way up and onto the A ride. Through honesty and soul searching, they're growing and knowing and showing their new life. Every day they just try to get more right. A little bit here and a little bit there, helping people out, trying to be fair. And the A's polite, they're sensitive and nice. And when they socialize, they learn how to listen and are getting more wise. Staying clear of others that are just full of lies that only bring fights. They realize birds of a feather flock together, and they could tell a friend that's fair weathered. Now the A's are willing to try to help you out. You're pulling them down is not what life's all about. Cause they go a long ways to try to be trusted. They're bending so far backwards over for you, they're practically busted. And they're busy doing their best, talking bad about anyone they never suggest. And they can have fun and act like knuckleheads, and no one gets hurt or winds up dead. So if you want to be torn, abused, and abused, these A people are not for you. But if you think you're not a waste case, just try to listen and follow some of the A's. Knock on wood, the B's are doing good. B equals and stands for the beautiful word better. Better than ever, not like before. Now when the drama shows up, they close and lock the door. Cause the B's are into practicing love. Like iron sharpens iron, they're rising up. What's starting to overflow is their cup by forgetting about themselves and serving others and stuff. Listen up. Bees getting and receiving the concept of right living and mercy. Slowly but surely, the bees are maturing. Inside their hearts and minds, good things are stirring. Positive things seem alluring to be reassuring. They figure there's nothing to it but to do it. When they see bad company coming, they sift through it. Making their way up to the A's, a good leader someday is on their way. With lessons they're learning every day. By chalking it up to experience, they don't get too bent when the dents have no sense. And on proving their innocence, they become stubborn for a good cause. Cause the bee don't want to remain lost. They figured out the cost of letting others ride as their boss and stirring them in the wrong direction. Now they've already learned their lessons. They're moving forward no matter what. Pulling their friends up and along who've been stuck. Helping out the others on their way with some help from their new strength, the good loving A's. Hey, the bees all right, they're doing fine. They're probably sitting there enjoying this rhyme. Man, it seems like all the time they got a lot of balance, along with a lot of other likable talents. And note this, don't miss. The bees are a respectable person by far. They're aware no one compares until they care, and the bees are. So if you want to learn no more, please, can you open your door? C equals and stands for the wonderful word called confused. This is where life choices are made and where you get to choose. Up or down's up to you. Unsure of what to do. It's not easy to be in the C's shoes. They're moldable by both sides and all views. One wrong move and they're all through. Stuffed like a Thanksgiving turkey, sees topsy-turvy with weeble wobble knees and being pulled by both sides doesn't help them to see. See, they've been hurt, of course, a couple times before. By now they might have gotten somewhat sore. They need some love outpoured, cuz they're like a horse stuck in the mud, possibly from out running the muck. Wants to learn and know how to give and receive love. Just needs a good little push from some good little A and B friends to be happy, loving, and rolling again. And my friends with certain events, with just about everything, the C person's constantly dissecting, deciphering, and projecting, and still wondering which way to go. Instead of a simple flick of the light switch, they still stub their toe. Ouch, so here we go. Why anyways would the C's not follow the A's or the B's? It could be boredom or pain, possibly to start to mislead, and the spiral mishaps down to the D's. And when and if their conscience kicks in, the A's and B's will come along and help them again. But if the C gets rougher and tougher, one slip after another, avoiding the knowledge of their father or mother, you know as well as I know how the story goes. If you're gonna gamble, there's a price for pride to pay, bro. So if you gotta test D's water, wading it slow. But if you still continue out into the deep and keep on being so darn stubborn and thick-headed and wind up getting embedded, D is exactly where you're headed. Now we're gonna go to the D's without permission and put the sad, bossy, miserable person into submission. D, I love D. Spotlight, please. D equals and stands for the stubborn word called defiance. They'll run you and truth over while they're talking to you about compliance. They won't stop even if you're crying. I'm not lying. It seems like without even trying, this D person's more than kind of confused or upset. Feels like they got burned, don't want to let go yet. The path to peace and harmony, no. Instead, they come across as out of control and really loud. They're all about being pushing and proud and falsely causing others to want to hide for the who, what, when, where, and the why. Holding their manipulative heads high. Thinking their art of illusion is sly. They can't hide because they're so cocky and rocky with rough edges and with a huge chip on their shoulder, seen even from God up in heaven, and everyone in their presence is so unleavened. The self first and the relationship doesn't work. That's just reality, but that's D's mentality. So they're constantly with the sins, throwing in a wrench, breaking the rules to help make things roll. They think doing themselves and everyone dirty is breaking the mold. Spill milk around negative D, you're bound to get scolded. Their company fast grows old. They need to be told to take a brief 20-minute moment to breathe. Mental, emotional vacation to slow the frustration. To end all the immense amount of damnation. Please, if these can get a grip and listen to this and put on the top of their list, anger, misery, temper tantrums, and fits are just a few of their own attitudes they themselves picked. And guys and gals, this is it. If you want to let your feelings and emotions take you for a ride, you can cry and whine just about all the time. But if you want to help, control yourself, give yourself a spanking and pull out your belt before you make someone or something else pay the price for your own hell. Yep, you made it to the person called an empty shell. You want to wound, damage, disrespect, destroy, and say, oh well. Now, if you can get the D's with the A's, B's, and some with the C's to agree, that's a tough sale, because they're credited as number one fault finders. They're all the timers from morning to night. They just want to fight. The thought of walking away as a better man just does not seem right. GD, you're really bent. You'll not be content until on some poor innocent soul you vent. So grow up, baby women and baby men. And D's, if you continue to let the F's lead, I'm telling you the cost will come someday. There is no honor amongst thieves, and crime don't pay. Ever still, no matter what, sooner or later it catches up. And if you doubt this, sorry, sayonara, and good luck. F's twisted, swelled, wrecked head. Don't even apologize for what they said. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. D's, get out of my way, and F's, let's go. F equals and stands for the wrong, long lost, fake, phony, flake, facade, masquerading and fraud, causing all conflicts, failures, and falls. Word called false. Kind of like putting your soul in a salad bowl to be tossed, because with false mindsets comes false realities, and who of you here hates to be deceived? Then F's goose is cooked because of you and me. Let's put their actions and thoughts in a big hot pot and turn up the heat, plop them down and throw them out and bon appetit, chomp down and spit out on the F's realities. Okay, it's time. Combine false persecutions from a false image, and what have you got? Something every day I pray that I'm not, like a violent criminal demanding respect like as if they're a cop, or someone who's lying saying someone who's telling the truth lying, and they're not. That's putting false guilt and false shame on someone, and man, that should make you hot. Hence, you know it's common sense that trouble stems from somewhere, some women and men that just don't really care. That's why it's a universal sickness stemming as far as from the rebellious to the religious. And look, right now out there in most every single atmosphere, the self-righteous lording over others appear, based on an illusion of fear, way back from the shadows of their mind coming near. They step up like they got something. Not even believing they them own selves are bluffing. Their proofs and truths amount to nothing short of false realities, but they're still judging and they're still casualties. That's why decent folks are tempted to want to fight, right? S bought into a big fat lie. Hate and wicked judgment's better than family love and life, and they don't ask why. Teeth sharpened all the time like wolves are vicious and like to travel in packs. F's don't forgive because they're vindictive, and that's that. Then, to fill the empty space and boredom spots in the F's lives, the F's using their tongues like long, sharp razor knives like a dagger. And amongst all the F's clatter, their falsehood will surely cause you A's and B's to stagger. That's solid to you by their false accusations. You really don't even matter. And anyone who says it's arrogant for a person or a nation to want to protect himself, pour your sword back to where it came back from, hell. The F's prominently, definitely use crooked scales. In one hand the hammer and in the other the nails. They will put righteousness on a stick to impale. Sing my song, they're tough and strong for wrong. Putting and thinking of you are the truth and a good image is gone. They're wrong. And the F's don't believe the rules apply to them. That's why they're running everybody's patience thin. And F's, you're doomed to fail if you want to hit the hammer right on the nail. Denial will put the wind back in your sail. Bitter or better, you gotta decide. All the others tell the truth with the F's. Lie, lie, lie. And even if you're telling the truth, if it's a destroying motive in you that's making you glad you're bad. And for all you freedom fighters out there, this should make you sad. Let's roll. If the F's were ever reigning and in control, grace, mercy, love, the jury, and judge would have to go. Executioners would straight be running the show. And if you still don't believe this, you baseline, brainiac, opinionated critic, that F equals and stands for the slanderer who's a false witness, you just still don't get this.